I saved a child's life and became a villain in the eyes of their parents. I was walking home from work when I heard yelling directly above me, followed by the sight of a baby falling out of a window 5 stories high. It hurled through the air, and my brain didn't even think. My body just reacted as I dropped my suitcase and held my arms out to catch the baby as close to my chest as possible. It landed directly in my arms as I curled into it, doing everything to ensure it suffered as little impact damage as possible. I dropped to my knees, too scared to check on it but praying it was alive. After seconds that probably felt like hours, I heard the baby's weak crying. It was alive. The parents, a couple in their late 40s, came running out of the building seconds later. They were sobbing, terrified, grabbing the baby from my arms. Thank you, you saved our baby," the mother kept repeating. The father hugged me, tears streaming down his face. An ambulance arrived and took the baby to the hospital. The parents called me a hero. I went home feeling anxious but proud of myself. 1 week later, someone knocked on my door. I opened it to find a man in a suit handing me an envelope. I ripped it open, thinking maybe the parents sent a thank you letter or money. Instead, I saw lawsuit papers. Apparently, the impact damage from me catching the child broke both his arms and legs. He was alive but in critical condition, and the parents were now suing me for $2 million. Criminal child endangerment and reckless rescue attempt. If I lost, I was looking at 5 to 10 years in prison. I called the parents 15 times but got no answer. I immediately drove to their apartment. The father opened the door and his face went red. "You broke our baby!" He physically pushed me. "Get away from us before we call the police." He slammed the door in my face. The next morning, I went to my assigned public defendant, Mr. Ramsey. He was juggling 40 cases and barely had time to look at mine. "This doesn't look good," he said. "Technically, you did cause the injuries. Law doesn't really care about intentions." I looked at him dumbfounded. "Just take the plea deal. 2 years is better than 10, he told me. The preliminary hearing 3 weeks later was a nightmare. The prosecutor stood up with photos of the baby's x-rays. The defendant's reckless actions directly caused these fractures. The parents testified, crying about their traumatized baby. Several witnesses said they saw me drop the baby. I don't know if they were hired or where they came from because there was nobody around. I walked out in disbelief this was actually happening. The day before the final trial, Mr. Ramsey called with a new plea deal. 3 years in prison. Take it. If we go to trial and lose, you're looking at 10. I saved that baby's life. I'm not pleading guilty. That night I broke down in my apartment. The next day the courtroom was packed. The parents sat in the front row looking like grieving victims. The prosecutor's opening statement destroyed me while Mr. Ramsey's opening was weak and unprepared. I could see it in the judge's eyes. She'd already made up her mind. The prosecution spent 2 days presenting their case. Expert witnesses, medical testimony, the parents crying on the stand. It was over. I was going to prison for catching a falling baby. At the end of the trial, the prosecutor stood up. "Does the defense have any witnesses?" "No, Your Honor," Mr. Ramsey replied. The judge looked at him. "Does the defense have anything else?" Mr. Ramsey said no. The judge was about to bang her gavel when the courtroom doors burst open. A young woman limped in on crutches, her leg in a cast. The parents' faces went ghost white. "Who are you?" the judge asked. "Betty Rodriguez, their former foster daughter." She pointed at the parents. "I have evidence of what really happened that day." Betty limped forward and handed the judge her phone. The judge looked at the screen. Her face changed from annoyed to shocked to furious in seconds. "Bailiff, lock those doors. Nobody leaves." She connected Betty's phone to the courtroom screen. "I'm going to play this for everyone." The video started. Its timestamp showed 2 minutes before the baby fell out of the window. The father was at the window looking down at the street. "He's there," he was referring to me. Same time as always. The mother joined him. "You're sure he walks under this window?" She then picked up the baby. "And you're absolutely sure we can sue?" The lawyer said as long as there's injury we can make millions. "But what if we're drowning in debt? This is our way out." The mother held the baby near the window. "Remember, the baby climbed out of its crib and fell, and he just happened to be walking by and caught it. Perfect, he's right below us. Now." The mother dropped the baby. The video continued. They watched from the window. "Oh my God, he caught him! Is the baby hurt? We need the baby to be hurt." They rushed to the door. "Remember, we thank him first, then sue later." The courtroom exploded. Everyone was shouting. The parents were screaming, "That's fake!" She edited it. Betty pulled out a thick folder. "I have more." What was in that folder made me realize there was more that the parents wanted than just money. Full story on channel linked below.